Now we'll start with the demo with CV parser. Okay, so how do you think it happens? Like how does a CV goes in and everything is extracted? How does that happens? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You think there's a model there? Like in the middle, there's a model. There could be n number of things, right? So that is what we're gonna figure out today. Okay. Now, like for example, I think everybody have applied somewhere, right? Anywhere you have applied, you might have uploaded your CV, and it will be editable area where all your fields would be there, but some would be missing, right? And something you might have to edit out. Why is that? Because it's because the unpredicted nature of the existing maybe content in your CV that the ATS is not able to capture. So it will give you an option, please edit this. Sometimes, the dates are off, the order of your job experience are off, right? So we'll figure out why that happens. When it's read here, all the formatting goes away. That is how the reader works, okay? And we try to figure out these details from your CV, okay? Something like this happen in ATS software, or the recruiters uses such softwares, okay? So your CV would be here and they will just get a short view of it, okay? So something like this will happen. So this is the CV I'm talking about. Like this is, if you see, I was not able to get any record out of this. This was a very complex CV. So we have some sort of popping up things, okay, borders, different colors, different fonts, the icons. So this messes up with your cleaning process, okay? So I was not able to extract anything from this CV. One more example, this kind of CV. So after I apply, like if I apply OCR, I do edge detection. So edge detection helps me to figure out where my text would be. But if you see, like there is like no XY coordinate are same, like this goes here, this goes inside, this goes out, okay? So it becomes very complex for recruiters to view your CV in this format, okay? So one of the reason they are not getting back to you could be this as well. Okay, so the structure of my CV parser would be something like this. Let's check a CV, okay? So, for example, I have this CV, right? So, how would I figure out what I need to extract and how? Based on headers, okay? So, that means I will first try to segment out the CVs. So, segmentation happens, what 5 top lines would always be your name, phone, email. So, any information related to the candidate would be in the top 5 lines. So, we restrict the search of name, email, address of the candidate within that, okay? But it might be different as well, okay? But 90% of the cases, that will be the pattern. It's all about like figuring out pattern. One more difference is like, CVs, like Asian CVs will be different. US, UK, different regions would have different type and different way of how they write it, okay? So that is also you have to create a regex out of that, okay? I have a main file, okay? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to first load the models that I use, like pre-trained models. Why? Because there could be n number of ways that people write dates. So the very first process, whenever you are provided with a problem, you actually look for packages. If there is a Python package that could solve your request, okay? If not, you move to maybe a model that might solve your request, and then you move to the last resort, that is the pattern making, okay, the regex. So because I was able to get the dates from my already existing model, so I just tried doing transfer learning. Transfer learning is basically you get a model, zero shot encoding, something like this, okay? So you get a model, you pass it some classes, and based on those classes, it will give you what that particular word is. Like for example, I pass a name, name, or I pass a sentence, and then in classes I give him name, education company and stuff like that, and it will give me scoring based on that. I'll show you in the code as well. First, I've loaded all the models. Then I've created a function for my reader file. Then for the parser file. Okay. So let's check what's happening with the models. Okay. So I'm gonna go in the models. So I'm trying to load certain models. First is for the date. Okay. And zero shot classification, I'm using it for the company name extraction. Okay. Because right now I don't have access to get the organization name or company name. So I don't have resources right now. That's why I'm using a model. Okay. Now, this particular NER I have used it for names, I guess, because names are something that you cannot put pattern to it. Okay. So that's why I've used this NER for the name extraction. Now, POS tagging it is being used in one of my NERs. So that's why I've used it, and I've used this one because this actually covers a huge corpus of information. Okay. You can choose any other as well. You can just experiment with it. Okay. So this is what is happening in the model file. Okay. Now let's go back to main. The second one is reader file. Okay. I will go to reader now. Okay. So I've just created two utilities. First is reading the PDF and reading the .docx or .doc. So if it's doc or docx, it will first convert to PDF and then read it. Okay. So this is what it's happening in this file. So it's reading actually the text and just giving me the lines. Okay. This is what happening in this file. Now, the next file, the main file is the parser. Oh no, segmentation. Okay. So how I'm doing the segmentation. So for objective, I might figure out from the big chunk of data that I might have these title as objective. So based on that, I'm just splitting it. Okay. So these are all extracted from R&D. You have to literally sit down and check every CV, and you have to figure out those words. And that is what I have done. So, you have to literally figure out with every CV what could be the possible out segment, and it's just sort of collecting the text. And as soon as the next segment is encountered, it passes to that. Okay. Now the reader, the parser, it will get all the segments. Okay. So segments I have divided, I'll just show you. Segments: objective, work and employment, education and training, skills, and miscellaneous and accomplishments. Okay. So these are my segments. So based on the segments, this particular parser file is actually trying to get what are the details. Okay. So for example, if I find the contact info segment, it will try to figure out name, email, and contact info. Okay. Like person's name, address, email. So that is what it's doing with the help of model. So for example, as I mentioned, so this will be a text. Okay. The sentence, the whole sentence. And we are trying to pass the classes. That means an already existing model, and I'm passing the classes person name, address, email, title. From this particular sentence, I need this information. So that model, what it will do is, from the learning that model has, it will try to rank the word based on what it could be. And that is how we are extracting this. Okay. Similarly with job history, then company, dates, and everything. Okay. So this is the file that does all the jobs. So similarly, if you want to maybe add date of birth extraction, you can just add one more class to it and figure out how it can happen. Okay. Now let me go to the main file again. So yeah, it sort of parse and send out the output. Okay. So let's see what's happening with the file. Okay. So what I tried to do was I just tried to run this guy, the main file. Okay. And then I passed a CV. Okay. So first it read the CV, then it segmented it, then it passed it. Okay. And this is what I got. Now, even here, you could see it's not able to figure out the end date. Okay. It sort of took May in here. That doesn't make any sense in the job title. Then it took, yeah, I think everything else looks okay. Okay. So if it can happen with a smaller model, it will definitely happen with a bigger model as well. So there's a lot that goes in with it that you might want to try. Okay, so I tried to run more of these, like what could be. So if I see, okay, this is fine, this is real estate, I think I did somewhere see there's something off, like here it's not able to figure out anything else. Okay, yeah, see, it actually have given me something else as well, company Luna Web Design, but it has also given me inside the job title. So, like, if you do a cleaning at the very beginning, you might have to do a cleaning again at the end as well. Matter if it's a ATS product company, accuracy does matter. We do a benchmarking with our competitors as well, like how good they're extracting name, how good we are extracting. So, like for example, a Fenda, you might have heard of this like brand. There is a brand. So actually, they are the competitors in CV Parser. They actually claims that they extract 50 parameters from a CV. Like in education only, like it's like degree type, score, level of degree, then like different stuff. So that is what they call 50 attributes, like a whole long list. Okay, yeah. Anything else? Any questions? I know that's a lot to take in, but yeah, like if I give you, I'll give you the codes and everything, so you can just test it out and maybe try something like that. I was actually gonna make a Flask API along with this, but I didn't get any time to do that. So maybe try integrating the main file with the HTML page that takes file upload and just give you the results. Something like this. So are we good?